the National Football League on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see Jalen Hurts. He's coming off a week where he could do no wrong and piled up the yards. It's the Eagles and the Vikings.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
Minnesota's new coaching staff really leaned on Cousins for leadership and production, and the longtime vet was up to the pressure. 29 touchdowns, 4,500 yards, and a 13-win season, his best as a starter. Captain Kirk, he's quietly been one of the league's most productive passers the last few seasons.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the 4th-year man, it's Cam Akers. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Cousins. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That sack courtesy of the effort with Hassan Reddick. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Back to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tacklers, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Hassan Reddick, now 2 sacks for him already here in this 1st quarter of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop it. So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Rodgers on the return. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I'm going to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a 1st down.
This is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown! A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles will claim the early lead as they're on the board 1st here tonight. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now 1st quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. You look at this Eagle defense. They're going to be tough to throw on top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. From the gun, here's Cousins. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Fell down. To throw is Cousins. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick, what a start to this ball game. Still in the 1st quarter, and he now has 3 sacks, on pace for double digits. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 1st down, Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So you look at this situation and the relocation. It's worked other places. You've got the 2 teams in L.A. Until recently, we had 2 out of the Bay Area. Of course, the 2 New York teams. Now 2 teams calling Houston home. And we know that they do things big here in Texas. And if these fans here are any indication, this city is ready to support a second team. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Here's Hurts to throw. Touchdown, Eagles! His 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Now Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nolan Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Cousins now. Under pressure, they got him again. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Pressure here on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Rodgers to return it. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That's good for 28 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 right at the 40. Hurts. That's complete downfield to Okonkwo. Touchdown, Houston. Okonkwo with 2 touchdowns on the season in this game. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And out now come the Vikings. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And here's Ryan Wright now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. On the return, it's Rodgers. That'll be a 47-yard punt officially, 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Eagles to take over. They defeated the Patriots last week, now looking to make it 2 in a row here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got him in, it's Brown. That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the
From the gun, it's Hurts. And his throw is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Airing it out deep for Smith. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith, and he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Following the interception, Cousins going underneath. He's got Hawkinson. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Here's a peek at their past draft class. And, Charles, sometimes you'll see teams that have really specific needs they want to fill. Some can just say, well, I'm going to take the next best guy available. Maybe we see a little bit of both here in this draft.
Thank you.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll look to throw.
The pass to Boyd, and he brings it in with the crossing route.
It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit.
And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
In motion comes the tight end left.
Now the 3rd-year man. Here's Kenneth Gainwell. And a pretty good burst there as he gets this across midfield and down to the 46.
It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
They go play action with Hurts.
Going deep here for Watkins. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Chris Watkins, 46 yards.
And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this first half.
Elliott good on the extra point. And that makes the score 28-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Nakobe Dean in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Cousins. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle.
And he'll be couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Calling a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
Standing right on his own 5-yard line. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
And here's Rodgers on the return.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown.
Watkins.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts?
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. They'll throw now on the final play. Going deep here for Watkins. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for the touchdown. Final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the 3rd quarter?
Elliott now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. But first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. As far as the early games go in that 1 o'clock window, we'll be focused on that game in Nashville. A big one for the Titans as they'll square off against the LA.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This taken in at the goal line. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And got his man complete. Now he's into the clear again. Touchdown, Houston. There's Watkins. An even 90 yards. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. They'll give this to Akers running right. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on 3rd down. Cousins. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. On second down, Gainwell looking for space.
And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line.
Holding offense.
That's on Pro Bowl center Jason Kelce.
Still second down.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Back to throw now in his own end zone. He finds his man complete. That's Brown. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. 23 yards the pickup there.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous. Up, lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and...
There he goes, left side. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. On first down, Hurts. Looking here for Smith downfield. That is incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Second down, here's Hurts. And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. Touchdown, Houston. A.J. Brown. The 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Eagles have got it on cruise control. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. With the football going back to the Vikings offense. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Nolan Smith able to drop in that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the
the field, and he's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. To throw is Cousins. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Nolan Smith in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. So, Charles, I mean, this is just becoming an exhibition now on how to rush the passer.
Yeah, and I can't help but laugh a little bit because I'm enjoying what we're watching. This is coming from a guy who was in college just a year ago, and we keep harping on their evaluation. They saw not just a guy who could rush the passer, but could rush the passer well, and that's why they took him as high as they did.
Meanwhile, Cousins, and the throw here caught by Addison. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the 1st. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Wide receiver A.J. Brown, you see he and the rest of his mates returning to the field here. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. Never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. 2nd and 10. 63. Throwing is Hurts. Going deep here for Watkins. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
The Eagles send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4.
It's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
Houston set to take over. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just been total domination from start until now, and I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas at this point.
Do you think that on the sideline, some jokester said to one of his teammates, maybe a few of them, hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground.
Danielle Hunter bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He's going to let it go again. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Eagles unable to connect. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Cousins throw here into the hands of Boyd.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
Now Cousins going to change it up.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
He gets it to Addison.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
And now they'll shift things around.
2nd and 5 at the 21-yard line.
Off the play fake, Cousins under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Nathan Smith, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. 26 yards. Vikings are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And now out comes Houston. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Hurts. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. Cousins. Going back to the same well, it's Hawkinson again. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
7 yards there and a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Again, it's Cousins. That's going to be caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Back to throw again. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
To throw, Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. One last shot now for Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today.